And some people were really offended. They're like, I cannot believe I've ever done business with you, was one response. I was going to do business with you. I actually have an active quote, but now I'm not, because this is filthy, degenerative, things like that. And that was surprising to me.
Right.
I thought we'd get a few, oh, that's cute, kind of funny, but we had some people really get upset.
Welcome to Happy to Offend You. Life guarantees that somebody's going to be offended by anything that you do. In fact, somebody right now is offended by life itself, but they don't have to be. This show guarantees that someone is going to be liberated from being offended by somebody else's offensive behavior. What? Yes, we said it. This show sets out to prove not only how to be liberated from being offended, and also how to be happy to offend. So if you're already offended, welcome to the show. And here's your host of the very offensive, Michelle Nedelec. Hey there, peeps. This is Michelle Nedelec, and I'm super glad that you're here with us today because I'm here with my most amazing guest, Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much for being here with us today.
I'm excited to be here, and I don't take offense to that, but maybe we'll fix that.
Awesome. So give us kind of a highlight of who you are and what you love to do other than offend people.
So, yeah, right. My name is Jeff Giagnocavo. I'm a business owner. I've got a handful of things that I do. I've got a retail mattress store. We'll certainly touch on that today. I have a clothing brand in the Patriot Freedom type movement, really reminding people about the framework of the United States Constitution. I have some software revenue that's really kind of discreet. That's what that is. And then for lack of a better term, I do consulting, but really what I am is an ally for that visionary who runs a great business, but is kind of stuck inside their industry, what they do in those insular walls, and needs an ally for vision and growth. And that's where I come in and help that business grow. And I typically work with companies, a real intimate, real close relationship there. Nice. So in a nutshell, that's me.
I love it. And I was wondering who the software company is. Is that from the FBI or is that just from outside marketing?
The alphabet agencies and me don't really see eye to eye. So no, it is not the FBI. I'd rather the alphabet agencies all go away.
No, it's not the IRS. It's we're all good.
Yeah. Basically, what we did in my retail business is we took Infusionsoft and we patched it and pieced it and Frankensteined it together into what we called, at the time, automatic mattress profits. And we sold that to the industry as basically a done for you. Here's a CRM in a box. And that business evolved over the years. We began that in 2014. And that evolved over the years to really where it's at today is we help licensing organizations run and organize and structure their business.
Nice.
Because they don't have the teeth of franchises.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I won't do anything involving a franchise because they're, again, alphabet organization, SEC. I just have no time and patience for government. Government regulation ruined my life as a kid, moved me from Canada to the States, although I love being here. Very happy now. It was very tough then. And so that's where that comes from, just so you know. But I won't do anything with a franchise. And so I kind of like how we've taken that business and are able to help licensing organizations structure and run themselves so they keep their people in line and they in turn do the right thing for their licensees.
Nice. I love it. So is that how you got into the whole business strategy and helping businesses, or how did you get into that?
Yeah, I mean, I've really kind of been doing that since 2014. That was the vehicle, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Super fun. I love it. So right now, who would you say that you love to serve and support? Who is your ideal client?
Yeah, I touched on it. So it is that integrator-led business. So that's like the personality, right?
Yeah.
The person that loves to run the team. It does a great job with their people. Typically, like my podcast show is called The Big Ticket Life. Typically the businesses that I work for, the things that I gravitate to, where I can bring my vision are low frequency of purchase, typically a higher investment, like a home remodel, a deck project, furniture and bedding, the fun toys, the boats, motorcycles, cars, a big estate and finance plan, as an example. I've worked with those kinds of folks. So financial planners, life insurance agents. That's kind of my avatar, right? Somebody selling face-to-face, somebody that's got employees doing business in four walls on Main Street. That's my avatar.
Nice. I love it. And would you say that you've maybe tipped the apple cart a couple of times in your industry?
In my industry, yeah. 100%.
Have any stories you want to share with us?
Yeah. I mean, so in the retail mattress store, we put out an ad. So to the consumer, I'll share that one first, and I'll think about some things I've said in the industry. So to the consumers, we ran an ad campaign a while back. Headline was, "Who are you sleeping with?" And that was a lot of fun because
that is hilarious and awesome.
You like that? Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. I also often at like networking events, or if it's like one of those pass the mic things, introduce yourself to a big group, and they don't know me, I'm like, well, I do business in your bedroom. And I just kind of let that hang for a minute. But yeah, the "Who Are You Sleeping With" campaign was really cool. And the message there was, look, you're going to spend money on this purchase. Who you spend it with matters. It can be a big box store. It could be a chain store. It could be, at the time when we came out with it, it was really pointed at a big national chain that was owned by an offshore company, had just taken a ton of Wall Street money. And we were, they were Goliath, we were David. And who you were spending your money with mattered, because that money literally left the country. It didn't just go like out of state, it left the country. And that company actually swindled the entire nation of South Africa for their pension fund, the parent company of this large chain. So it really mattered.
Right.
Like it really, really mattered from a fundamental ethical, moral standard. But from the fun side of things, "Who Are You Sleeping With" was great.
It is.
And
it's also a timely message in that it was important at that time. And I think it could work now, but it also could be taken the wrong way, which could then highly offend people, which is kind of hilarious.
Well, it did. And we got, we had some good from it, but we had some people, we do business in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So you might know, listeners, watchers might know it as Amish people, right?
Yeah.
Bibles and really good salt of the earth people, which are all true statements. But you can also have a not so serious side, like, hey, I'm not asking you to be a swinger with me, for crying out loud. We're just putting a funny proposition out there, a funny statement. We ain't cussing. We're not showing, pictures of anatomy here. Like, come on, it's a line. And some people were really offended. They're like, I cannot believe I've ever done business with you, was one response. I was going to do business with you. I actually have an active quote, but now I'm not, because this is filthy, degenerative, things like that. And it was that was surprising to me.
Right.
I thought we'd get a few, oh, that's cute, kind of funny, but we had some people really get upset.
Wow. So did you take on a full PR rebuttal, or was it just kind of like, okay?
It was just what I said, oh, well. Like, what's next? I mean, come on. Marketing. Right. I mean, listen, in what I do and what most all of us do who are listening, I like to say often, we're not launching rockets, which is kind of appropriate the last week here in the States, right? The balloon, the rocket, the whole thing. We're not launching rockets, and we're not curing cancer. It's not that serious. Okay. Now, my whole line about doing business in your bedroom was spawned from leading my team to respect our customer space, respect their time they give us, respect their money that they give us. And it's through that extension of, we're invited into somebody's bedroom, private personal space, and we got to respect that. And we got to be real careful of who we hire and who we put in there. But, when I say we're doing business in your bedroom, that gets people a little kind of wrinkled at times. But then I just explain what it is. And, listen, it's not that serious at the end of the day. We respect your investment. We respect who you are and your time, but let's have some fun in life.
Right. So when it comes to kind of the offending people, have you noticed that since that ad that you've created maybe a more loyal fan base, or like have the people that responded well to it responded really well, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think the message was loud and clear of we are your local company, and we said here are things to look at to demonstrate, and that buying local matters, and it shouldn't just be buy local because it's your local company. Like, how is this local company actually serving your community? What are they doing to deposit back? It is really what came out of that, and I can't say it was concurrent and direct, like we did the Who Are You Sleeping With campaign, and then we launched Lancaster Connects. But our Lancaster Connects podcast is a weekly deposit back into our community. We bring on a great charity, a great local hero. We give them about a half hour of video production that they otherwise wouldn't get. We carve out reels and shareable moments for further exposure. And then we make a donation. And we do that every week. And that's carved in, it's there. It's just baked in. We do it all the time. And that was the big success that came out of it, was people did grab on to the message of, we are your local guys. We are family owned. We're giving back to our community. We support local as best and often as we can. And we want you to as well.
Nice. So how important would you say that the backup story is to everything that you've done? It's not just the logo, the tagline. It's you created an entire story around it.
Yeah. I think it's immensely important. And, when you have a whole bunch of those goodwill deposits, a whole bunch of that good stacked up, you get to take a couple withdrawals from the bank account and have some fun and be a little tongue in cheek. It's okay. You can do things like that. And, I often, we have copy out there in emails now in our quote follow-up about how we don't one night stand you.
Awesome.
And we showcase what it's like when you're part of our family.
Nice.
And, we welcome you in with some sweet treats. And, we have our referral program and a review contest. But we don't one night stand you. We don't just look at this as we're going to have one sale and we don't see you again for 10 years. And if we do see you again in 10 years, we're not going to treat you like a brand new one night stand. We're going to treat you like family.
I love that. So I was going to ask you if there's anything in your industry that offends you, and it sounds like that might be one of them.
What's that? The one night
stand that everybody just treats the retail clients as a commodity.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's really terrible. I mean, there's a really great opportunity when a mattress customer is in front of you. And this would go really for any business. When you have that sold customer in front of you, take the couple minutes to ask more information for future marketing efforts. So we have somebody in front of us that's buying a mattress for their child, a mattress for their guest bedroom, a mattress for their main bedroom. We ask and can ask, tell me about the other rooms in your house. Kids, guest room, office, because we might send you some valuable stuff down the road that helps you get new mattresses in those rooms too. Right. And we just get that intel, and then it gets put in the machine and it works.
I love it. So has anybody ever been offended that you asked them about the other rooms?
It's all in the delivery.
I don't want you to know.
It's all in the delivery. You have to bring it up very, there's a certain way you bring it up. And it's around that conversation. Look, we don't look to one night stand our customers. We want to have a relationship with you. We've earned your trust this time. We're going to let this one ride. We're going to get this into your home and you're going to love it. But we'd love to know if we could help you with your other bedrooms. So you've brought, and it takes active listening, right? So our team's like, well, you've told us about your kids. You told us about the guest bedroom, how sometimes you sleep there and you sleep better there than you do in your main one. So we know you got a main bedroom and a guest bedroom, right? So
the doghouse, as it were.
Right. You got that too. Exactly. So it's about active listening and taking it in the sales process and then putting it through at the end. And it's a lot easier to get that intel when you make it personal and relevant to their situation. Like, hey, Michelle, we really, again, thank you so much you're going to love this new mattress system in your main bedroom. And I know your guest bedroom is good for now. You mentioned how the dog likes to go into your kid's bed. How old is that bed, by the way? Because maybe in a few years you want to upgrade it for Fluffy, right? Like, that's how it goes. It's not just, hey, so Michelle, tell me about the other beds in your house, right? It's not like that. It's not like, because I was creeped out. I was creeped out by that.
That's pretty good creepy. But I
Mhm.
just know that I'd be watching a couple, arguing over something like the color of the mattress and going, so how much time do you spend in the doghouse? Do you need a bed in there too?
There you go.
That might set her
That
off a
works.
little bit, but hey.
That works.
I know.
Yep.
I've been, it's happened once or twice, but I'm assuming too that when you are interacting with them and you're having personal conversations with them, that they appreciate it more, that the conversation becomes real and it's less stuffy, less retail, less, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm just here to have a transaction.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So overall, would you say it's worth that risk of potentially offending somebody in order to be able to create loyal fans?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, but you got to have the goods to back it up.
Fair enough.
And you don't, to me, you don't just go out with,
Randomly offending people.
yeah, like, yeah, you don't just like, hey, fatso, come to my gym and lose weight.
That might
Put,
work for some people though.
you know,
I-
we mailed you these Oreos because we know you can't help yourself. I don't know.
Those that
Maybe,
could work too. I'm just saying.
I mean, look, I know lumpy mail works. I get it. I don't know that it works in that way.
All right.
Right. And I say that because I'm in the club. I'm a bigger guy, right? So don't come at me, people, for using the F word, because I'll give you one back. But no, I mean, I think when you've got a basis of doing good,
Mhm.
you're allowed leverage to have some fun. You're allowed leverage to kind of push the envelope for sure. At the end of the day, I think being kind to people is good. I think the world needs that. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, who are you sleeping with? No one night stands, doing business in your bedroom. Look, it's I mean, we got a smirk out of some Amish people on the one night stand one. So if they approve, you should approve.
Amish approved. New marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So
100%.
when it comes to kind of your clients, your business, in the coaching side or in the mattress side, give us an example of one of your Cinderella stories where maybe something you thought was going awry, and then all of a sudden it turned around. And you're like, wow, that actually created more of a connection than I thought it would. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, so on the Signer 57 clothing thing that I've got, that brand, we're really in our infancy there. And to me, that was a whole challenge to do something e-commerce because I've never done that. I kind of stay away from it. I don't enjoy, like, I like podcasts, but I don't enjoy sitting in front of a computer and working per se. You'll never find me jamming out on spreadsheets or anything like that. Just like not my thing at all. So for Signer 57, we have a shirt design that says freedom and God wins. And some grammar Karen came at me about either, I forget how it went exactly. Uh, Either freedom needed an S or the wins had to drop the S, or I don't even remember exactly how it went. But her message had 3 grammatical errors in and of itself.
Complaining about your grammar.
Yeah.
I was
So,
so mad. I
yep.
made
So
grammatical errors.
so if you give me a second, I'll bring it up of what I
That's awesome.
replied back, because I can pull it up here on the messenger suite quick. But it was so funny to me, um, that somebody would take the time to go that far. Oh, and now I won't be able to find it.
That's okay. Well, while you're looking for that, do you think it has more to do with, well, clearly, well, clearly to me, I guess, the other things that are going on in their life that really, whether it's a win or wins for all of us, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no,
Like
it
it's
doesn't
got to be
matter.
something else going on in their day. Like, gotta
Well, this
be.
is right. This is the thing that, like, people who produce newsletters and write copy, they secretly love the fact that they make 3 to 4 to 10 times as much as their English teacher that tormented them. because they get to write in a conversational tone. They get to write like real people, not Oxford English or whatever it is. My approach to grammar is like, I'm more the Christopher Walken use of commas. I just kind of sprinkle them in
randomly.
Yeah, like it looks good there. It looks good there.
Little Christopher Walken, a little captain from Star Trek. Oh, he's named just Shatner.
Yeah, Captain Kirk.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah. So like for me, the whole grammar thing really gets people wound up. I know that. But anyway, so Grammar Karen, she had said, I'll read it off. Love your Freedom and God Win shirts. I would actually purchase one if it was grammatically correct and said Freedom and God Win, no S. You folks need proofreaders. No offense, love your products. And where did she make this mistake? And she replies, and sorry for not proofreading my message. So
she caught her own mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
So she catches her own grammar mistake. Oh, she left off the O in freedom. That's what it was. There it is. And I just replied back. I said, well, potatoes. I spelled it the same. I spelled it the same way both times. I said, here's the link, buy the shirt, extra S and all. And
I would have been so tempted to put in like a black marker with it. And it's like, here, just take out the S.
Right. And so we went back and forth a little bit. And I finally said, look, buy the shirt. Our freedom has the O in it. That's what matters. And that's that. And she ended up buying. I threw her. We happened to be in the middle of a sale, so I threw her a code she didn't know about. It was 12% off, and she placed like a couple $100 order. And,
wow.
For $30 shirt, that's a decent size order, right?
Right.
So that was one of those moments where you could have chosen to be like.
I totally would
really
have set
upset.
up a shirt that says freedom, FREDUME. And then right. I would have said, and freedom has you and me in it.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Or, free dumb, like DUMB, dumb, like dummy. Yeah. You could have done that one.
Huh. There's a lot of ways I could have taken that. That's awesome.
That brand's been fun. For me, I'm really like low government, limited regulation, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. And whatever that definition is for you, it is. And I want to help protect it. Like that's the thing of that brand. We don't do guns. We got a couple flags, but it's not our ethos. It's really about the founding fathers here in the States and the framework, right? Mm-hmm. But we get some people, like I got called the other day because it came up. I got called an ammo-sexual because apparently like I just praise guns and like I carry guns all the time and I love guns. And I had literally got done saying like, I literally just said, my man, that this brand doesn't have this stuff included for these reasons. But here I am an ammo-sexual. I actually kind of like it. So we actually put it out to our designers. So we have some troll on the internet to thank if we make tons of money on that one. We just might do it.
Awesome. Go ahead, offend me again. Do it again.
Yeah, please. Thank you. You dummy. You should have asked for a royalty because I might have paid it out because that's just the kind of guy I am. But not now.
Huh. That is awesome.
So yeah.
Well, it does remind me of the first time I got called the Yankee, which I think is particularly funny because I'm Canadian, but I didn't know what it meant at all. Like, I'm like, is that really a thing? Like, do they actually call it? I thought it was honky.
We got those idiot. Too. Yep.
I'm like, well, I don't get the insult. Come on. Like, if you're going to insult me, I got to be on the insult. I'm not insulted that you're insulting me unless I get the insult. Then I still have the chance to laugh and choose to say
smarter with your insults, please.
Right.
So
level up, people. Come on, level up.
Yeah, the funny thing is you can be a Yankee honky and all still be in New York. Yankee honky is what the people in New York City think of the people way out west and in the mountains.
Oh.
So
see all these internals, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I think naive is the title that suits me most in these occasions, but it's all good. That was awesome. So I think I asked you, but I think I missed the answer. Have you ever been offended by something somebody else has done? And then when you realize kind of where they were coming from, you're like, oh, that actually makes sense. It's probably a tougher question because most people don't think of that. I will assure you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say never, because that wouldn't be true.
I mean, to me, it happens every time I'm in the left lane of a highway, but
I feel you. Let's get down on that.
Right?
Can
like
we
just
for like
get
a minute?
out of my lane. If you just knew that you need a special license to be in this lane, you're not allowed to be in here. Like, oh, you're an emergency. Oh, okay. We'll give you that.
I want to be able to launch one rocket a year right at your rear end. My wife's like, why, Jeff? You would like January 2nd, you're out and you got 364 days to go right back being upset. Yeah, oh my gosh.
I'm just hoping that the satisfaction of that one day might last 365. Either that or just gets pent up for 365.
So my view on that's a great one. My view on that is like, look, you want to be in the left lane, that's fine. Yeah, my procedure is I kind of close distance, not unsafely, but I close distance, I back off, I close some distance. That doesn't get the message, you get the headlights, right? Then I just go around. Here's where I get really upset. Here's where you make it personal, and here's where I do get offended. When that person speeds up. Like,
because
now you found your gas pedal. Now you found your gas pedal. Now you've made it personal.
Right.
Okay. I just want to go faster than you. I may like you. We might be able to drink a lot of bourbon together and talk football and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But you just made it personal, and now we're enemies for life. You know,
game on.
That one I will never understand. Like, you were happy to go 62 miles an hour for the last 7 miles. And now when I get clear space to pass you at 73, you want to go 77? Like, come on. Come on. You just made it personal. Why'd you go do that? That's where I get offended. For sure. I love it.
There. I had a good one on that. We were merging into another lane and we were in front of somebody else. And then there was somebody in front of us. So we merged into the middle lane as opposed to the right lane. And they wanted to get ahead. So they hit the gas a little too soon. And the passengers like thumbs down, like, that was a bad move. That was a bad move. Like, you still have the left lane. You can still do that. So then they slowed down. We passed them and I went, ha. And so of course we're on this highway that the only way out is like 3 hours later, right? So the whole way down this road, we're going back and forth. I'm like, okay, you got to understand this is just a game at this point, right? Like, I really don't care.
Yeah. The other one I like is I'll use my cruise control a lot, driving from my home where I'm sitting today to the retail store. About 19 miles of highway, and I'll often set the cruise control, and some mornings I can ride the whole way through. But when I'm cruising and I pass the same person 4 times, I just have to wonder, like, what is your life? Like, I see it's a new car. I know it's got cruise control. I know that's a function.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's either texting or phone calls. That people get slightly distracted during a phone call and they take their foot off the gas, kind of not sure. And then once they're off, then they're like, oh, okay, I'm paying attention again.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you got to stop that.
That one I have a lot of judgment for people on, because like, just pick a speed. Like, let's just commit to this thing. You're driving a vehicle. You can hurt somebody. You can hurt yourself. Just pick speed.
Oh, I love it. You're awesome. So I know that there are a lot of people that aren't going to be offended by what you do, and they're actually going to be interested in what you do. So how do our listeners get a hold of you if they're interested in more?
Yeah, so I've made this easy because I have a few things going on in my life. So whatever has tickled your fancy or whatever has offended you, if you want to tell me about it, like Frank Costanza and air your grievance, go ahead. You go to thejeffg.com. and you can just choose your own adventure there and connect with me about sleep, about mattresses, about bad driving, about t-shirts, whatever. You want to book a get to know me call, all that stuff is on there. It's real simple. You just click the button. And that's that. So
I do have to give you a plug too, because if anybody out there is kind of onesie twosying themselves to death in their business, you have to connect with Jeff, figure out how to create a high-end product that is valuable to your audience, because he doesn't just say go and increase your prices. He actually helps you to create a product or service that is of value to your clients and that you can get out of the onesie twosie thing. So absolutely.
Thank you.
Nice. thejeffg.com. And we will, of course, have your link in the show notes, so people go down there. Couple of questions for you that are just fun now. At what point in life did you know that you weren't going to die just because somebody offended you?
What point in my life did I know I wasn't going to die because somebody offended me? Well,
Could have been 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of twists my brain up. Like, I mean, I guess I kind of realized how fragile life is and not to take it so serious. I worked construction when I was right out of high school, and one of the jobs I was on pretty soon after I started, somebody did fall and they passed away. And it was like, maybe we should just live life and have fun while we're here and not be so caught up in it all.
Aww.
Yeah.
That is a tough one. And it's, especially when you're kind of in the moment and it's shocking. I mean, obviously it's going to be shocking, but I mean, it's not like somebody that you have years to prepare for. And it happens in that moment and nobody's expecting it. That's a brutal experience.
Yeah, I was fortunate to not like witness it and be there, but it was on the site. I was on the site, but it was like farther away. But yeah, that was eye-opening to not take ourselves so serious. And it kind of goes back like what I said. Most people in this world are not launching rockets and they're not curing cancer. It's not that serious. Society isn't looking at you. Don't have to bear all that weight in this life. It's okay. You can have some fun. You can be offended, but you can also just let it go.
There's that. Love it. Jeff, you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Any last words for our peeps?
Set that cruise control. And if you're in the left lane and somebody's coming up, just move over and wave to them and say hello. Don't speed up. We judge you. Especially if it's
got my license plate on it.
Yeah, we judge you big time. There's a lot of judgment in those instances.
Yes, there is. But hey, fortunately, I never died of judgment. So
that's right.
Here's to you.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you again so much for your time. I appreciate it. I know how valuable it is.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Peeps, this is Michelle Nedelec. Thank you for joining us today. You got to know I'm happy to offend you. So if this wasn't offensive enough, let me know. And I'd love to get you on the show. And be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends, because we're happy to offend you.